With all of the different consoles out there with different style of controllers, everyone has their own preference. PlayStation style, Xbox style, Nintendo style, maybe something else. When you're playing on a new system or just something that's different than what you're used to, you might have a situation where you think, man, I'm playing on the Nintendo Switch, but I really wish I could use a PS4 controller. Fortunately, there is an easy solution for this and for only $20. Something that's been on my radar for a while and I finally grabbed when I realized you could use a PS5 controller on a Switch with it. Here is my review of the 8bitdo wireless USB adapter. By design, this little piece of tech is remarkably simple. Take the cap off and it looks like a slightly thick USB flash drive with a small button on the end. The button in question allowing the unit to go into pair mode to connect to a controller. It's also got a little blinking light right next to it when it's plugged into something to indicate what mode it is in. As far as the design goes, that is it, but it's worth noting about the lack of a manual built into the packaging. From the Wii U Pro controller all the way up to the DualSense 5, every controller connects to this device differently and there is no instruction manual built into the package. What you actually get is a little slip with a QR code and you've got to scan that with your phone's camera app to pull up the actual instructions on 8bit's website. A link that I'll put in the comments below if you're curious about it. Once you do have the instructions, pairing is pretty simple. Once plugged into the dock, the unit registers as a USB controller, then it's just a matter of hitting the pair button to get that fast blinky light mode and holding a couple buttons on the controller of your choice until it pairs. And yes, I know PS5 controllers aren't in that manual, but following the same instructions as the PS4 controller, you will have that DualSense 5 connected and ready to go in about 5 or 10 seconds. All in all, it's a pretty seamless process and works very well. Next, let's go into compatibility and performance. When it comes to what game systems you can use this on, it's mostly geared toward the Nintendo Switch itself, but it also works on PCs. I've had a lot of fun playing Fallout 4 on my GPD Win Max with a DualSense 5 because of it. Unfortunately, that's as far as it goes with game systems. I tried using it on my PS4, but that console didn't even register it as being plugged in. When we get to performance, the controllers I synced up with it didn't have any issues playing on the Switch or PC. No input lag and the experience was pretty good. Now the best part I feel about this is the controller syncs up with the adapter, not the system. So you can swap the USB device from a Switch to a PC and don't have to repair your controller to play on that new platform. I did find a few downsides though. From the perspective of the Nintendo Switch, this registers as a USB controller, so it will not tell you the battery level of the controller hooked up to it. When your Bluetooth controller gets low on battery, the controller will simply shut off. The other is feature compatibility, which is mostly from the perspective of the DualSense 5 PlayStation 5 controller. Two different devices that are compatible with the adapter allow for motion controls in Switch games, the Nintendo Switch Pro controller and DualShock 4. For some reason, the PS5 controller, which has gyro built into it, does not currently support motion controls with this adapter. I mean, don't get me wrong, the DualSense 5 has an amazing feel to it, but it's just got basic controller functionality and is one of many compatible controllers that have motion built in, but don't support motion in Switch games. The last thing I'll say is pretty minor, not really a big deal. But this adapter never stops using power as long as what it's plugged into has electricity. Whenever I have it in my Switch's dock and the Switch is either removed or in sleep mode, that little blinky light on the adapter will stay on. Now it'll shut off any controllers attached to it within a few minutes of idle time. It's just worth noting that the unit itself will keep using power until it is unplugged. As all of this information comes together, the 8bitdo adapter is a great little accessory that has compatibility for a lot of different controllers for Switch owners, including the ones for the next generation consoles. While it is unfortunate that motion controls are kind of hit or miss on the compatible controllers, and only being able to pair one controller at a time can be a hindrance, it's honestly worth the $20 to have that nice PS5 controller feel while playing Switch games. Reviews to go rates the 8bitdo wireless USB adapter an 8 out of 10. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below. Thanks for watching and have a great day.